2015 was such a beautiful year for television. We had Breaking Bad airing its final season, The Walking Dead was at its peak with its 4th season, Season 3 of Game of Thrones, Arrow was still considered an A-tier TV at the time. It was perfect TV pandemic. But in the middle of all of this, MTV released the 3rd season of Teen Wolf, the season that will completely change the show forever.
You opened a door in your minds.
This kind of power is like a magnet. It will draw them here.
They came out of the dark.
They wore black. What was behind the mask?
Darkness. Absolute darkness.
Bro. Look, I'm not gonna waste your time. You saw the title. Teen Wolf Season 3B, in my opinion, is 100% in the conversation for top 5 teen supernatural TV seasons of all time. I don't care. Argue with the wall. It's so dark, it's incredibly written, characters are the absolute best for the most part. Bro, this season was that good that Jeff Davis and MTV have been trying to capture the same magic for 13 years. But the thing is, how? How did they achieve this? Because let's be honest, this is where they perfected the formula. The show has a total of 100 episodes, and even die-hard fans of Teen Wolf, myself included, know only 10% of the show is genuinely worth watching. Yes, only 12 episodes of Teen Wolf is actually great. For those that don't know, in 2013, MTV requested 23 episodes for season 3, which was a popular thing at the time. Every TV show releasing 23 to 25 episodes in a season. But Jeff Davis didn't really fuck with that. So what he did was split season 3 into 2 parts. Season 3A and season 3B. And honestly, it's probably one of the best things they could have done, because instead of having a whole season with fillers and stretched out stories, you have 2 different stories that are connected and are also focused and expanding the mythology of the show in a succinct manner. The tone shift from season 2 to 3 is something out of this world, and I don't think Teen Wolf gets enough credit. Because changing the tone of your show is incredibly risky, and if done wrong, you could never recover from it. Ask Stranger Things and the Duffer Brothers. I made a video about Stranger Things a few weeks ago, and in there I've entered how Stranger Things shifted the tone from a dark supernatural show to a sci-fi comedy horror, which was one of the reasons the show plummeted the way it did. So you can go watch that video if you want. We had a great time there. Anyway, as I was saying, Jeff Davis and the writers took a bold risk, and it ended up being the best season in the entire series. It went from being a teen comedy with supernatural aspect to straight up horror. And don't get it twisted, Teen Wolf tried the horror gimmick in its earlier seasons, but they were cheap, uninspired, and cheesy. Like, what the fuck is this? Look at it. It's funny. It was so campy, it constantly threw jokes at you, and 3B was like, yeah, this is a psychological horror now. And they let you know immediately. Bro, it's so peak, man.
Hell, get off that nigga dick, bro. What is you doing?
So why was season 3B perfect? We're gonna talk about it. But for the 1% that hasn't watched Teen Wolf, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Pause this video, go watch it. I know season 1 might be a drag, I don't care. Go watch 1, 2, 3 and come back to this video. Go now. This is a threat. Anyway, let's break it down.
So where did the Nogitsune come from?
Isn't it obvious yet?
First off, the plot of season 3B is genuinely incredible, because the danger the heroes had to face this season is a consequence of what the heroes had to do to save the day in the previous season. For context, the previous season we see our heroes go up against a dark druid known as a Durak. She's creepy as shit. She was essentially kidnapping and killing virgins, guardians, philosophers, healers in order to take down a demon wolf known as Deucalion. Obviously, she got her shit rocked, because it's Deucalion, the second best villain in the show. Like, look at this scene.
Should we show them why you needed to sacrifice 9 innocent people just to face me?
Or is it 12 now?
Honestly, when I saw this scene for the first time, I was straight geeking. This is what I look like, by the way. Let's not talk about it. But yeah, she was kidnapping people to fit into those categories, and that happened to be Scott's mom, who is a nurse, Allison's dad, a werewolf hunter, and Stiles' father, who is a sheriff. For Scott and his friends, that's a big no-no. So stakes are very high because the heroes have no clue on how to find their parents, and I love how it was written. You can see that our heroes are completely out of ideas, their backs are completely against the wall. So, Deaton, the vet, very close to Scott and his pack, suggested a ritual that Scott, Allison, and Stiles had to do in order to find their parents' location. Here is the problem. Doing this means they're going to be given life to the Nematon, a very old stump that acts as a beacon to all supernatural creatures, essentially drawing all sort of supernatural entities to Beacon Hills. Of course, they have no choice but to go along with this ritual because their parents are about to get killed. So, season ends with Scott and his pack saving the day. They saved everyone they wanted to save. They defeated the Rock, the pack of alphas. Yes, there were a pack of alphas this season, and the Killian was their leader. Shit's crazy. We even got to witness this.
You've tried this before, Scott. I don't remember you having much success.
What also annoying Teen Wolf sometimes, very rarely of course, a beta werewolf can become an alpha without having to steal or take that power. They are rewarded this based on character and traits. They're called true alphas. It was honestly such a cool scene, but yeah, that pretty much wrapped up season 3A. Okay, we've caught on? Alright, let's go. Now in season 3B, the season starts off with things being very weird. Allison is hallucinating a dead aunt. There was a scene where she genuinely almost took Lydia's head out.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Lydia.
Oh, this happened as well. Shit is crazy. Scott is struggling to control his powers. He's seen his worst fear manifesting in visions. Essentially a Scott that is more of a beast than a man. Sometimes he transforms without intentionally doing it, or other times he can't transform at all. And Stiles is straight up losing his mind. He struggles to read, he always finds himself having to literally scream himself awake. Like, he is fucked mentally. He finds it difficult to differentiate between dreams and reality. Scenes would play out like normal. Everyone is chilling with Stiles, they're having conversations, and boom, the whole time it was just a dream. And the way it was written, it was so fucking cool because it makes us the audience doubt what we're watching. You don't know if what you're watching is real, we don't even trust him. By the way, all this happened in like the first 2-ish episodes, which is crazy because we haven't even reached a fraction of the problems this season. And the show is not fucking around this season. Tone is much darker, and honestly, you can count the amount of jokes they make in one hand. Don't get it twisted, there's still the cheesy romantic moments, but season 3B at its core, it's a dark psychological thriller. Some of the shots and scenes will genuinely have you scared.
Wait a sec, Lydia. What are you doing here? Yeah.
So where are you going?
I should have closed the door.
Stiles. Stiles, you there?
Scott.
Hey, yeah, I'm here. Are you okay? Can you hear me?
Industrial. I think there's a furnace, but it's cold. It's freezing down here. I gotta turn the phone off, Scott. It's gonna die.
Oh, wait. What else is there? What do you see?
The phone's dying. I can't talk. I have to go. Please, just...
Stiles, why are you whispering?
Because I think there's someone in here with me.
But the most fascinating and interesting part of 3B is 1, the expansion of the show's mythology. I'm going to talk about that much later. And 2, the main character is not Scott, it's not Lydia, it's Stiles. You see, Stiles is being tormented and possessed by a Nogitsune, a dark fox spirit, and this shit is 1000% up there with one of the best horror villains of all time.
Stiles? Who are we? It's getting colder, Stiles. Did you notice? Did we stop shivering?
The story behind it is horrifying. It's gross, it's creepy as shit, and the concept is very compelling because this thing doesn't have a solid motivation. It's a villain that feeds up fear, pain, chaos, strife, and I love it. It's killing just because. It's causing havoc just because. It will make sure you are absolutely terrified before it kills you. Just like Pennywise. That's like its signature move, which is a problem for our heroes because they usually like to reason with a villain, but you can't reason with a Nogitsune because it's just doing it for the sake of it. The Nogitsune possessing Stiles is absolutely genius because it counter signals what the audience are used to. Stiles is the comic relief of the show, and most of the time he's never really essential to the story if we're being honest. Now in 3B, his story is surprisingly dark and tragic. But of course, we can't forget about the second half of the story where the Nogitsune duplicates the body of Stiles, essentially giving us a creepy, terrifying villain played by Dylan O'Brien. And he absolutely bodies this shit.
Okay. Does it hurt? Well, that's because a lot of bad things happen down here. He's dying looking for you. Or are they waiting for nightfall? More. It means there's been a change in ownership. Now they belong to me.
Like, he's genuinely threatening and always one step ahead. He really gets to shine this season and everyone was impressed. Of course, we can't talk about 3B without talking about one of my favorite characters, Kira. Kira is a new student in town. She's this very shy, socially awkward girl. She develops a romantic relationship with Scott later on. Kira is a kitsune, more specifically a thunder kitsune. She is the balance equal opposite to the Nogitsune. See, Teen Wolf does something that I really like, which is consistently maintaining balance in the supernatural realm. When there's a supernatural being too OP, which puts nature out of balance, nature will respond and create an opposite equal to maintain that balance. It's such a cool concept and I just love it. Anyway, as I was saying, Kira is essentially nature's response to the Nogitsune. Kira Yukimura was such a cool character and I adore Cho in this role. The Kitsune mythology is one of the most interesting and compelling pieces of folklore the show has ever explored because it adds an entirely new supernatural dimension to the story. Instead of just another werewolf or hunter conflict, the season suddenly taps into something much more older, more mythical, ancient trickster spirits, balance between chaos and order, and the idea that supernatural forces exist specifically to counter one another. It's a shame they wrote Kira out of the show very abruptly. Y'all had one job. She was such a cool character to have around this whole Void, Stiles, Nogitsune, Oni massacre. Now, for those that don't know, back in 1943, during World War II, there was a Japanese internment camp called Oak Creek, not too far away from Beacon Hills. Noshiko, Kira's mother, who I forgot to mention, is 900 years old, by the way. Did I mention how cool this season is? Anyway, Noshiko fell in love with a soldier who was sadly killed in a brutal riot. Angry and wanting revenge, she summoned a dark kitsune spirit to take over her body to drive as much chaos and pain as humanly possible. Here's where things get a little awkward. It's a trickster spirit with a dark sense of humor, so instead of possessing Noshiko, it takes over the body of her lover instead. But Noshiko didn't die, her body was starting to heal, and when she returned to Beacon Hills, she was horrified by what the Nogitsune was doing. It had killed loads of people, both innocent and guilty. This horror forces Noshiko to team up with another werewolf to take down the Nogitsune. Thing is, they couldn't kill it, so instead they trapped it under the Nematon, and it stayed trapped up until the finale of season 3-8. So in a twist that shocks Kira, Scott, and the audience, Noshiko is essentially the reason the Nogitsune is here. Technically. One of the biggest reasons season 3B works so well is the constant sense of anxiety the story creates. From the very beginning, beginning, it feels like the walls are slowly closing in on the characters. Nobody really understands what's happening to them, and every attempt to fix the problem only seems to make things worse. They can't trust their powers, the group that normally solves every supernatural crisis suddenly looks completely out of its depth, and that loss of control is what makes the season so tense. The villain is not just someone you can just punch really hard and call it a day. Nah, the villain is their best friend Stiles. That completely changes the game, because hurting the villain means hurting Stiles, and that right there is the exact chaos and conflict the Nogitsune wants. Some characters believe Void Stiles should be put down because he's done so much damage, while other characters are put on the spot because on one hand, it's Stiles, the emotional core of the group. They can't kill Stiles. On the other hand, is killing their best friend worth saving the world? And that fucks with them for a little bit, up until, of course, the writers pulled out some ritual out their ass. They started doing this a lot. Once the writers write their characters into a corner, there's always some bullshit ritual that just happens to solve the problem. But I'm willing to overlook it because this season is just that good. Don't get it twisted. That rope doesn't extend past this 12 episodes. Fuck the rest. Also, I forgot to mention, Allison died this season. See, after season 3B, stakes in this show goes to shit. Death means absolutely nothing anymore. Motherfuckers just die and come back to life every time. It's so stupid. But yeah, in season 3B, Allison dies, and it's very emotional because she has been in the show since season 1 and she's a very important character. One thing I will say though is that it's so funny how they marketed the season around that death. I'll be honest, when I watched it for the first time, it didn't really matter to me. It still landed just as hard. It was very emotional for me because I like Allison. She's up there, one of my favorite characters in Teen Wolf. So it was very upsetting to see her go the way she did. But then they ruined her by bringing her back in the Teen Wolf movie that came out in 2023. This movie's dog shit, by the way. Embarrassing. Honestly, if you haven't watched this movie, just go watch it without context.
Darkness, you motherfucker!
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
It's so Jeffy, why did you make this? Anyway, and I think that's what makes season 3B so special. It's not just that it's well written, it's that everything somehow aligned at the same time. The darker tone, the psychological horror, the shift in focus to Stiles, the Nogitsune that forces the story to evolve, the stakes, the mythology, the characters, the villains, the riddles. Oh my fucking god, it's so good. How? No, seriously, how the hell did they get away with this? You release 100 episodes of nonsense, and in the middle of that, you just drop 12 episodes that are suspiciously perfect. Am I the only one that finds it weird? For once, the show stopped relying on its usual formula and accidentally created something better. A season where the stakes felt real, the characters felt vulnerable, and the story actually had consequences. Fuck season 6! Die in a hole. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And the craziest part is, like I said earlier, is that they've been trying to recreate that magic ever since. Jeff Davis and MTV have been obsessed with this thing that they ended up ruining their own mythology. Look at this shit. Look at it.
What is that? Silver! You motherfucker.
What the fuck? But in all honesty, this season has no business being as good as it is. Seasons like this is what I like to class as lightning in a bottle. What they did in season 3B can never be recreated. Anyway, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you guys. You guys can be watching anyone else, but you're here with me, and I'm grateful for that. I'm currently working on my next video. I'm not sure how long the video will be, but I'm certain it's going to be my longest video on this channel. But I'm going to keep that secret. See you guys soon.